James.
Hello, mate.
Okay, we've got the roofers overhead, so it might be a bit noisy, but what are you up to down here, James, in the dry now?
Yeah, finally in the dry. We're doing a bit of stud work now. So now we're nice and dry, rooms all set out. We're going to start working out where our walls are going. Things have changed a little bit from the plans. They often do. It's not a bad thing, I think. I mean, because sometimes, an architect draws it how they think it should be, fine, and it's probably a good way to do it. But what I quite often find is we start putting walls up, or we put them up where we're told, then the client comes in and has a look over the weekend and says, actually, could we nick a bit of space from that one and make that one a bit bigger, or that one a bit smaller, or change something? So what we tend to do nowadays is we build our stud walls either laying flat on the floor and stand them up, so we have a couple of inch gap, or we just build them a little bit shorter and just a temporary fixing, and we can move them around. It gives them something to look at over the weekend.
Yeah, nice.
Because 9 times out of 10 you fix it permanently and then they ask you to move it. So at least this way there's a bit of scope for some moving stuff around. It's about 10 millimetres short of where it's going to be. I haven't put any noggins to support the walling yet, because for all I know it might end up here or here. It's not a massive amount of effort for me to do it this way, but it does mean that if there is a change, then it's less effort to take it apart and rebuild it somewhere else. Rip now. So I tend to screw a lot of it together. If we want to move a doorway, it's easier to a couple of screws out. And then when we've got the final, that's where we want it. All gets nailed and fixed properly then.
You screw it together then?
Yeah.
What do you use to screw it together, James?
Oh, there's these great Forge Fast screws. I'm telling you, there's something else. What I'll probably do is we're going to set a few walls up, and then we'll leave it for the weekend.
Okay.
Because
they can play around.
The only access in is climbing through the window off the scaffolding, and I don't think they want us watching them climbing in.
They're going to come in, but they don't want you to see them struggling.
That's it.
Now, this actually does bring me to another question that I was going to ask you, because apparently it's perishing in here this morning. The wind's whistling through, and you're going to get the windows in pretty soon. Yeah. But that's going to create a problem for you, isn't it? Because how are you going to get in and out?
It will. The only window the window we're currently using is on the front of the building, just for access in and out to this upstairs room. And until we knock through to the main house, which is that opening there, that's the only access. So what our aim is we'll fit the other windows, and we're going to get everything up here, all the insulation for the loft room, which is now happening. We've got steels to come in, all the timber, the skirtings, everything's going to come in through that window, plaster and everything. We're going to do as much as we can, apart from that end wall, where the windows go in, and then only at that point are we going to break through into the main house. We're even going to get the bathroom fitted.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, everything. Just so that when the time comes to break through to the main house, there's minimal disruption inside. It's just cutting that one skin of brickwork out, hoovering it all up nicely, fit the floor, and they're in.
So you've got a huge day or two of bringing stuff in.
Yeah, that's it.
And keeping it all neat and tidy, because I know you like it neat and tidy.
I love it neat and tidy.
Yeah.
I like to know where everything is.
Okay, well I might come along and give you a hand that day then.
Yeah, I think we're going to actually hire the hoist.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Like the tile hoist, but it comes with a cage on it, and we're going to get everything. We're going to get it with the turn on the top, so it can come straight in the window.
Oh,
that's what we're aiming for.
Brilliant.
And just plasterboards and everything all the way up.
Yeah, and you've got all that plasterboard up on the upper floor now.
It's all going to have to go up there. Yeah. So that's all been, and that's all thermal board on the rafters.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So we got 100mm Celotex in between all the rafters, and then we've got 25mm thermal back plasterboard to go underside of the rafters. We've got the chipboard flooring to go up there. Ian's just currently putting a very small dwarf stud wall along either side, and it's literally just to take a piece of skirting and a socket.
All right, okay.
So they want maximum floor space, although it's on a 45-degree pitch.
I know,
it's going to be a bit of a kid's room, and it's going to be good for them, they'll love it. That's a nice, tidy little staircase that's going to fit in there.
It's a long old route through that house, isn't it?
It is.
For you to get down. So when you go through there, if you do, which you inevitably in the end you're going to have to come through.
Yeah.
What about maybe just leaving out that side window or something? Would that work or not?
Yeah.
Just to give you a way in and out or not? Is that?
Yeah, we could do. I mean, once we got the big stuff through that big window, we could put that one in and maybe just leave that one in for us to nip in and out whilst we're finishing bits and pieces. But I mean, ideally, we want this almost 99% finished in here before we knock through.
Right. Okay. So things are going to move.
Even decorating just to keep the dust down, because like you know what it's like.
Yeah.
Once you're into the main house and there's a bit of wind, it's just blowing through and it gets everywhere.
So decorating then.
Yeah.
Bit more Dulux coming up.
Possibly. Maybe not. I don't know. I'll leave that down to the decorator. I'm not getting involved in decorating on this.
You're not even going to buy the stuff.
No, I haven't priced for it.
Oh, okay.
I've
right.
washed my hands of decorating.
Direct to the client.
Yeah.
Oh, fine. That's all right.
I just want something a bit more substantial. Are they the Forge File screws that we got?
The best ones we've got down there.
Yeah, we'll use them ones. They're definitely the best ones.
You all right, Ian?
Yeah, good.
You found yourself another little spot to work in.
That's it. When James isn't here, I'll have a little sleep in the car.
You hear you snoring if we mic you up. So this up here, James, this is where we put, or you did, sorry, you put all these joists in,
Yep.
trimmed around that chimney,
Yeah.
and now you've taken them all out.
Yeah.
Did they take, was it a bit of a fight to get them out or not? Or that's all right?
Ian did it. So
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I disappeared up to Colchester for the day.
It's horrible prizing those joist hangers off, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, they're still over there on that.
Oh, he's left them on that.
Took as few hours out as possible. I think
Oh,
he started taking it apart. And I think he got bored after that and just left them in. Yes, we've obviously opened this up because this is now, our staircase is going to be going within this area somewhere.
Yeah.
But the engineers had to redesign to take the weight now of the staircase and whatever else they're doing, because it also is supporting the roof load as well.
Oh, okay.
Because there were 2 flitch beams before, but now we've got 2 steels in.
Yeah.
Which is why we've now got pad stones
Oh, okay.
on these positions.
Yeah, up here. Let's have a
And
look.
even this one, that's quite an interesting one because obviously it's on the movement joint, and it couldn't have worked out any better, really. I mean, look at this; they're bang on in the middle of the movement joint. So all we've been asked to do is, you can see those 2 bits of damp course there,
Yeah.
and that is it's only on that one side. That is a movement for the padstone. So it's like a slip movement joint. So if there is any movement in it, minimal, it's not going to pull the steel around.
Be nothing.
So we've got 2 steels coming through, and then it's got to be trimmed off and walls up for our staircase. Again, we've had to temporarily put this in to support our roof, because that's where one of the flitch beams was going, which was already fitted.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And so that had to come out. But
And that was that plate. I was saying to Ian, it's only a week ago today that you started this roof.
Yeah.
So in fact, it's nearly all tiled, and you're up here and you're actually taking it all apart again. Well, it's not the roof you're taking apart, but even so.
Well, it's watertight, and now the sun's out, and really start, get it all boarded out. Electrics are all pretty much in. We just got a bit of adjustment to do here where the changes were made. A bit of plumbing at that end, and get some plastering going on. Now I'm in this position, I've got a heading, sole plate, and I've got 2 uprights, but it's obviously flapping around, so I'm just going to use an offcut, just strap it to the closest thing, which will be that joist there. I'll put a screw in there, and another forge fast under there.
Just keep it there.
And then just hold it in position whilst I'm building the rest of it. Trying to put my arse behind you. Yeah, just it's no way in a fixed position. Possibly not even fully level. Very kind of. This morning we got a hat each and a face mask. I don't know what they're trying to do. I mean, they know we've been using their stuff on our jobs, and they know we've been making these videos. So I don't know what they're up to. Oh, they're right. They're good lads down there, actually. And he said, like, he was at the yard buying some stuff, and he said, I need enough timber to put all the studs up and 2 rows of noggins. And he just burst out laughing.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Noggins?
Yeah.
Who's talking about the noggins?
The thing about anybody that doesn't travel very much is that they find everything hilarious, and then once you realise that the world isn't all like you, the joke wears off. You go, yeah, they use a different word for it. They call it a baseboard rather than a skirting board, So what's the big deal, But yeah, it does. It really tickles them, doesn't it?
It's funny, yeah. But where he lives, he's right out in the.
Yeah.
He's known as the English guy.
Ah, yeah.
He's
That's
the
it.
only one around.
Yeah, really. Yeah. That's good.
I've only been a member of this forum for 2 weeks, so I can't understand the amount of bitchiness on it. He said, why is everyone having a go at it? He said, I'll get banter and all that, it's fine if you want to, throw a couple of little jokes in here and there, whatever, but it's just outright horrible
Nastiness, yeah.
And there's no need for it.
It just shows you what people are like, though, doesn't it? I mean, that's the thing it's revealed, is just how nasty people are.
He said people are, posting their work, what they've done, or asking a question even, and they just get slated for it. You shouldn't be doing it if you don't know that this, that, and the other. But we all learn by asking questions. And he said, funny enough, all the people that slate everyone don't ever put any pictures of their own work up.
No, that's true. It's like the guys who get commenting on the videos, they don't actually have any content on their site.
That's as far as I'm going to go with this. It gives them an idea of what's happening. This is roughly the position of the doorway. Will come in a little bit. But the reason I'm not going to put noggins in is because if they do want to move the doorway somewhere else, it's easy just to whip one.
Sure,
move it over. And if we've got a little bit of gap at the top, and at the ends we can slide it up and down. Or we can just take it out completely and have no wall. Who knows?
Okay, James, you've got the first fix electrics going in at the moment. Sparks is up there.
Yeah, it's all going on.
Wrecking all your work.
Getting in our way. We've cut through a couple of cables already. He can sort it out.
Well, what I just wanted to show you, I keep this in the van.
Yeah.
This is the Knightsbridge catalogue, and I find it's quite good because I don't want to spend hours and hours with a customer working at what sockets, what downlighters I want. I bung them this and a few post-it notes, and I said, get on with that, have a look through, anything you fancy, put a post-it note in, and then we go through it. But it saves a bit of time, really, but I find them pretty good.
Yeah, well, funny enough, I know it well.
Do you?
I use it already. Do you know what? I really like their new, smaller version book, actually. Often you get these great big books, but this is nice and compact.
That's made for the dashboard, isn't it?
I just hand it over to the client. They can have a look through, and they've got everything from the basic stuff right through to smart home equipment. Everything's well laid out in there. It's a great catalogue and well worth it. Worth keeping a couple of copies in the van.
One of their new lines I saw was they got these really fast USB chargers now on the sockets, which is great because, a lot of them are really underpowered. You put your phone in and it's hours before it's charged up. And
they are.
I think, what's wrong with this thing? But yeah, the new one is really quite good, I think.
Yeah, because I think on the old style with the 2 USB or even 3 or 4 USB ports, the power is split between them.
That's right.
So once you plug 2 or 3 in, then it reduces it right down. It takes hours for it to charge. As opposed to with your standard plug-in, it's done in half an hour.
Yeah, with your adapter socket.
Yeah, that's it. So I suppose with the new version, what you're saying is that we're going to get that equivalent of plugging it in with your adapter.
I think basically it's 5 amp, but I'm not a Sparks, but
neither am I.
It seems like a good kit anyway, and good price, obviously.
Yeah.
And they reckon that if you get the order into them by, say, 4 o'clock, they'll have it next day, so that's always good, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I found in the past ordering up through the suppliers we use, the Knightsbridge stuff, they keep a lot of stock, but it's quite easy to get stuff in. Comes in quick.
Okay, mate. So
I'll leave that with you then. I've got my own one.
Brilliant. Okay.
You can keep that for your clients.
Cheers. Thanks.